Dismissed.
Yeah, what's up? What's good? What is happening? Welcome to the King and Me Show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
We here at the King and Me Show attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship, real being relatable,
Entertaining
accountable.
and loving.
Michelle and I have been together for over 2.5 years now. We are going strong in those 2.5 years, if I might say so myself.
And I still love my man.
Oh, thank you, baby. And this has been fun for us. So we have an announcement. I'm just going to go ahead and announce it. Should we do it?
I just want to put it out there that because of the timing of you saying it, we've been going strong for 2.5 years. We're so happy. I think it's going well. I have an announcement. I can guarantee you what people are going to think that announcement is.
I doubt it because you've been waving your hand around, so I don't think they would think it'd be that kind of an announcement.
But if they knew me, they would know that I don't do jewelry. Like, I wear the same 6 earrings in my ear all the time. And this ring is like, hey, who knows? It could have been, you could have given it to me because most people don't pay attention to stuff like that.
The announcement is as follows. We stream across multiple platforms now. We're on our own platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, LinkedIn, X, right? We're also streaming on Facebook on Period Productions page. Shout out to the homie. He's skyrocketed. I don't know if he's still traveling right now, but he went to the DR without your boy. And we are finalizing some things to also take our stream on, drumroll, WTF Nation Radio. They are one of the leading premier military online radio platforms. I do a sports show over there. I've been doing it almost as long as you and I have known each other. And we are going to take our dating and relationship podcast live stream in some form or another to their platform as well. And that's a big deal as their reach is like in the millions. So be on the lookout for that once it's official. We're pre-announcing it now. And to WTF Nation Radio, no takesies backsies. Shout out to Tarika for pulling up in the building, said, good evening, King and Queen. How y'all doing? We doing good. Tarika, you still owe me a picture.
Dang it.
I still want that picture. We sent you this nice shirt right here. All we asked for was a picture.
Don't you owe her a shirt, though?
Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Her owing me was before me owing her. So she's going to get that. And then Jason, you were the winner of the other shirt. So I need to figure out how to mail you something. I just didn't record it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So last week I announced that I was going to put people's names in a thing, and whether I saw your name or not, there were some people that have always been supporters of us. So I included them as well. Spun the wheel and Jason won.
Okay.
So Jason, we're sending you something. DM me your address so that I can get that to you. All right?
Jason don't know. Like, I see his comments.
What'd he
I'm
say?
Like, he don't know why I would be uncomfortable with Ken going to the DR. Like, it's not the reason that you would think. I promise you, whatever reason you thinking, that's not the reason that I
Wait,
would, like,
so
freak
you'd
out
be
about
uncomfortable, period? It's the DR.
It's the same reason I'd be uncomfortable with you in Atlanta. And apparently
What's in
Houston,
Atlanta?
Texas.
Like, help me out. Clue me out.
Oh, sorry, STDs.
But what does STDs and me
Because
have to do
people are
with
just
anything?
germy and nasty. And
I
like, what if
can't
they
get
sit
an
on the
STD from coughing
what
on
if they
around
sit on the
somebody.
toilet and like they don't wipe themselves?
That's not how that works.
I know that that's not how it works like all the way, but there are some things that if left on surfaces and you touch within and you come in contact within a certain period of time, you can like it can still transmit like that.
Okay, well,
And I'm OCD and you're not.
you are certainly allowed to be
think that.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, but other
But
than
I
that,
don't need to know your uncomfortability
you
level.
just asked.
I'm just saying, like, when I go, I don't need for you to express that uncomfortability to me. You can leave that uncomfortability internal.
But then that part about a girl's trip to Jamaica, nah, homie. You must not know. My family from Jamaica. I ain't going to Jamaica. I'm good.
Like, you wouldn't be worried if she, I mean, Jason, we've talked about this. I'm not a jealous type dude. Michelle is her own grown self. Wherever she chooses to go and things, she has agency of herself, just like I have agency over myself. I just be like, have fun, take pictures. Let me know how it was whenever you get back. That's how I am anyway. So, yeah. Let's see. It says, let's see. I can save you the money. What you mean save me the money?
Mailing the shirt.
By not mailing the shirt? I don't understand. Or you can buy it.
That's the only comment. I don't see anything
I don't know
else from
what
earlier.
you mean. You gonna get this shirt. So those are our announcements today. Shout out to the people that have tuned in. If there's a like button on your platform, do us a favor, hit that like button, as that really helps us out on the algorithm. Check out our website, thekingandmeshow.com. That's where you can get this from. That's where you can get that from as well. Now, we're going to go into our question from Let's Get Deeper, or Let's Get Deep. Michelle has not pre-screened this. I don't know what the question is. So, Michelle, read the question.
It's a dry question, too. I don't even know why this is considered a deeper. It says, who knows the most about you?
For me, it's probably my brother, Austin. I believe that my brother knows the most about me, the good, the bad, the ugly, things that if he were to be put to a lie detector test, I would be nervous. Or if he was given truth serum, my bad. If my brother was given truth serum and told to spill all my secrets, he's the person that knows where all of the bones are buried at. Okay. So, my brother. Who's it for you?
Probably you.
Really? Not male. Wow. Really?
I give the disclaimer that I am intentionally excluding one person. But that aside from that one person, yeah, it'd be you.
Are you able to say who that one person is?
Yeah.
Do I know the one person? Yeah. Okay. Why would you exclude that person?
Because they've been MIA for the last 2 years.
Okay. So if you did not exclude that person, then that would be your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I agree with Jason. I'd have to say my family members know the least about me.
You said that your cousin needs a StreamYard tutorial. Hey, tell them to hit me up, but specifically say, Jason told me to hit you up, because I'm not trying to say this to be a certain type of way. I get a whole lot of notifications, and I'm real picky about like what's spam, what's not spam, people wasting my time and things like that. But if you send somebody and say, tell him that Jason told me to reach out, I will definitely reach out to that person and give them whatever information, help, and things that they need. Absolutely. Let's see, which family member knows me the least? That would be my youngest sister. She's 20, 21 years old, somewhere around there. I don't think she knows me really that well, except for what's on social media and what my mom might share with her. So how about you?
My mom.
Your mom?
I think even my dad knows more than my mom knows about me.
How?
Because my dad reads my content and watches my stuff.
Disregard. If I would have thought about that I would have already known that. So
Yeah, my
you're
mom
right.
doesn't read anything that I write. She doesn't watch anything that I post. She gets on her cell phone and she plays games all day. Don't know how to use not near other part of her cell phone, but the gaming features and how to download another game. So yeah, no. I would say sis knows the least about me.
Yeah, okay. So Jason just asked how, and you just answered that. And he
Mhm.
said for him, he would have to say his father knows the least about you. That
My mom is nosy. However, um, she's not overly inquisitive. So I'm going to make that slight little distinction. When I think nosy, I think always wanting to be up in business. But my mom also knows how to like stay in her lane. So she doesn't ask a whole bunch of questions. But she is that person who will sit outside and like look out windows and stuff like that. But she's not going to ask a whole bunch of questions. So
okay.
no, not mom.
Now, what do you say? Your mom replaced you with Candy Crush and Solitaire.
Highlight
Yo,
that because it's
hold
true.
on.
It really is
Yo,
true. It really is true. It really was Candy Crush, though. I don't know if it was Solitaire, but it really was Candy Crush. And it's something else that they play. Like she, it used to be like this word Scrabble that she would do. It's a whole bunch of games that took priority in my mom's life over me, and it's funny.
that's
It's funny at this
diabolical.
point.
So we got two things that we're going to cover today. Well, one is just kind of a quick side note because it just happened. I found out about it right before I was producing this show to go live. And another one is kind of whatever, I guess we'll call it our main topic.
Mm-hmm.
So you know who Lil Wayne is, right?
Mm-hmm. Lil Weezy.
Do you know who his fiance is or was, I guess, at this point?
No.
Okay. So Lil Wayne, who's about 5'5", and this is relevant to the story, that's why I bring up his height, is dating or engaged at one point, may not be anymore, to a international model called Denise Bidot, Bidot, by dot, however you say that. Denise Marie Bidot, who's 5'9".
Mm-hmm.
And she has almost 1 million Instagram followers. She's not a nobody, is what I'm trying to say. Or I don't like saying that. She's not your average person. She's
not a B-list celebrity.
She's not. Yeah,
has her own thing.
She's not a B-list celebrity. She has her own thing herself. She has a name. She makes money, independent of Lil Wayne, all of that jazz. So they were together. She has a kid from a prior relationship. They got together and engaged. They broke off their engagement in 2022. They met reportedly around 2020, dating, things like that.
I'm just looking at her pictures.
Broke off everything in 2022 and then had you could call it an on again, off again thing. Well, she just announced on her own Instagram story that Lil Wayne then kicked her out of the house, the primary mansion that he, according to her, moved her into. So I've got that video, and we're going to play the video because she also made some allegations as well that made me wonder why now. So let's take a look.
All right, let's see.
Okay, so for everyone DMing me about my story I posted, yeah, this is actually a fact. Wayne literally kicked me and my daughter out on Mother's Day today, and I am just recovering from surgery. I am 5 weeks out from a full mommy makeover. I can't even lift boxes, but this man has his assistants and people coming to help kick us out today. Like, and broke up with me on Mother's Day through text.
And
like,
my birthday's next
what?
weekend.
And her birthday's next weekend. And I leave to New York this week for all the Sports Illustrated press. Like, when I tell you that I am absolutely unsure on how to even process my emotions, like, if y'all got lawyer recommendations, please send them because, you know? So, yeah, I know he has 2 girls being flown in today, and who knows how many plethora of girls he has. I've been nothing but supportive to this man, loved him till the end of the world, but like, you literally flew me, uprooted me from New York City where I was living, and brought me here for this bullshit? Like, that's crazy, you guys. Like, these men really be taking advantage. And it's not just the emotional abuse. Like, this man has actually laid a hand on me. Like, nah. And I took it, you know what's crazy is they always say, like, we're so stupid for love, and I thought it was like a mistake. But, like, I know other women he's put his hands on. And today, it's okay. We're about to go back to the house that we live in together with my daughter, and we're gonna see what really goes down, because this is absolutely crazy and a new low even for him.
So, key takeaways for me: broke up over text on Mother's Day, told got the assistant to help move her and her daughter stuff out. And I was highlighting her very specifically. That's not their kid together. That is her kid from a prior relationship.
With another black man.
With another black man. You heard the daughter even throw in her extra where she was like, and my birthday's next week. What that got to do with anything?
Because she just got kicked out of her house, essentially.
And what else did she say? Oh, and now remember, I said they've been together since 2020, reportedly. And now she wants to make allegations of him putting his hands on her.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because I'm not saying that she could beat Lil Wayne's behind up in a fight, but she's got some size over Wayne. I think I'd put money on her. Anyway, that's besides the point. Why now? Why make that allegation? You had all that time when it happened. You had time to make the egregious thing known. So now all of a sudden, when that support is done, that relationship's gone, now you want to make the allegations very publicly on your almost 800,000 Instagram followers that, oh, he puts his hand on women. And in another video, because that wasn't everything, all of her stories put together, but one of the sections of that video talked about how she's also aware of him putting hands on other women. Explain any of that to me and tell me how that makes sense. I'm asking you to.
I legitimately don't have an answer. The only thing I can say, and this is not an answer, this is not really a response to that, is just to say I think it's sad that we're in a time where allegations will come out via social media before they come out anywhere else. And like, I don't think that is safe for us to have happen, right? Like, I think there should be a different way. Now, if you've already handled it in the court system and somehow you kept it real quiet, real hush hush, and no one ever knew, and now you want to say something on social media, that's different. Whatever. But I think to say it in this form, I don't think that that's fair, even to your accuser, to your alleged abuser. I don't think that that's fair for you to do that to them. Why didn't you say something before? Why? And this isn't me questioning why you stayed, because I get it. Trauma is trauma. But why say something now? So if he hadn't kicked you out, you wouldn't have said anything before. You would have stayed in that situation.
That's my question.
It seems like the inverse of a quid pro quo. Like, now that you're out the house, now, oh, let me just let all the secrets come out now because I'm not getting something from you. in return. And I don't think that that's fair to the man.
Also, it's interesting because they broke up their relationship before, reportedly in 2022. So I guess there was some type of, well, I'm not going to go scorched earth this time around because I think I could still get in. I think I'm still there. There's still a way for me to backdoor this thing and make this thing work out. So now, to me, you're going scorched earth because there is no chance of reconciling whatsoever. So now let's go scorched earth.
But then I also look at it like, and this again is not me trying to be judgy. This is me coming from my own point of experience. When a man says he doesn't want to be with you anymore, the relationship is over. So when y'all broke up that first time, the relationship was over. If you really wanted to like rekindle things, you move back to your place or you get your own place and establish your own and see if it can rekindle. But I've never been one to go back. I did it once, twice, no, because I did it once as a teenager and once as an adult. Once as a teenager, I was in high school.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna count that because it was high school and I did it. But then once in high school, once as an adult, and I promise you, I can't do it anymore.
I don't advise it to anybody. I would never, ever, ever spin the block. I don't care what your circumstances are. The dynamics when you spin the block are a lot different than the first time around. And I don't think that you could have anything productive going forward on any level, unless it was just spin the block physically. And let me be more specific. Spinning the block sexually because it's a known thing between y'all two.
Yeah, the time in high school, like we broke up, but again, like it's high school. The time as an adult, we were on a break. And if you ask Ross and Rachel from Friends, a break is like a breakup. So yeah, it was a break, but still, lesson learned. Would never do it again.
Jason on YouTube said, this is what a lot of women do when the man is truly done with her. I agree, because you don't see men doing it that way. Now, I'm going to tell you what men do. Men will, within their trusted circle, they'll vent. Mm-hmm. They will vent to people that they trust and get it off their chest. And you're going to be some MFers. You're going to be some words. You are going to be called a lot of things around your trusted circle. Those people or that one or two guys that you know you could go to and just get something off your chest because you're angry, because you're mad, because you're frustrated, whatever. That is going to happen. But you rarely see men go on social media to try to get into the court of public opinion to either gain sympathy or tell your one-sided narrative of why something occurred and make it to where you don't have anything that's wrong with you. Because in her video, she never said why Lil Wayne broke up with her.
And like, that's where I'm coming from, because it's Mother's Day. It's a Sunday. I get it. You're rich. You're famous. Your life is completely different from that as an average Jane like me. But I don't think like you just woke up Sunday morning and was like, I feel like breaking up with her. So assistants, come and move all of her stuff out. Like, I feel like there was something leading up to it, some writing on the wall, some conversations that had been had that she just missed because she looks angry. She doesn't look surprised. And I feel like there's a difference. She looks angry. She looks angry that it happened, not surprised that it happened.
Bingo.
And also, if you just got kicked out of your house with absolutely no warning and you have a child, I would expect to see some level of tears coming. Because again, yes, there's anger underneath, but I feel anger comes in the stages of grief. So somehow you knew this was happening for you to be able to get to that stage of anger and the grief cycle, and you're not at the sad crying like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this. You know, makeup is flawless, so you had time to pretty up the makeup, which means you weren't crying before. Like, these are the things. And again, I'm not judging people. All people process grief differently, but I am saying that's something that I noticed. I noticed the video is giving more anger then it is given sadness, heartbreak. Like, I can't believe the man that I love, the man that I spent my life with, I cannot believe that not only did he break things off today, but he did it on Mother's Day, and he did it via text message. And I'm just like, I'm devastated. I can't believe it. Da 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 da. Like, it was none of that. It was coming more from the anger part. And for me, if we're at anger, that means you had notice.
Mm-hmm.
That means you had a level of notice that this
I
was
agree with that.
coming, and now you're at the anger stage, and this is the retaliation that you were doing because you're angry.
Yep. The final thing that I'm going to talk about for this that I noticed, I'm not going to say I noticed. Let me take that back. Another content creator that I follow covered this, Coach Greg Adams. Coach Greg Adams has this saying where he says, lawsuits are the new divorce. So they didn't get married. She was living in his house. He legally, from what I understand about law, family law, can kick her out at any time, right? Her and
Most
the kid.
states require 30-day notice if someone has been living in their squatters' rights.
Okay. All right.
Which is why I'm saying I don't think that this was just oh, it's Sunday, we're going to do this today. Like, because you can combat that. Most states, and again, not all, and I don't know the breakdown of it, but most states do have the squatters' right. And you know what? Never mind. I'll go look it up. Most states do have squatters' rights laws. So there is a level of, I can kick you out, but I do have to give you notice for it. Especially if you financially contributed to the household in any way, which I sincerely doubt, but just saying.
So she was talking about how she was looking at or asking people if anybody had a lawyer. And then she said, because, and then she paused and she silenced herself and then went on to something else. What would you need a lawyer for? Put it like this. Now, actually, let me scratch that. I really don't need you to answer this, but this is me talking out loud.
Okay.
Why would you want to get a lawyer involved? Independently, you're stable. She's good. There isn't anything publicly that would indicate that she would be struggling by having her getting kicked out of that mansion. She is a successful model in her own right. What would you need a lawyer for? Why not just move on? Why put time and energy and effort into that thing when you could just move on? Put that behind you, live your life, raise your daughter up. She actually was about 15, 16, 17, and just move on. Lawyer. No. Lawsuits are the new divorce. Coach Greg Adams. Let's see. We got a couple of comments. Let me scroll back up to what Jason said. Jason said that is why she posted it on her story. It was a reach out for simps. He followed that up with, I know men who got dumped on Father's Day and they flipped out. Okay, so that was when I was talking about men crashing out. I haven't seen men crash out publicly. If I have, it's been rare. I've seen men crash out in private groups, but that's my point, Jason. My point is you don't see men do it in a public way that a lot of eyes can see it and get to it. They might do it in the group text. They might do it at the bar with their buddies. They might do it in a private group for men in which men are trying to help other men. But they don't do it publicly on their social media the way that you would see ladies doing it. Okay.
All right. So I misspoke. I went to, Google, and Google is saying squatters' rights is a little bit different. The term that I'm more so looking for is, what does the law say about a guest becoming a tenant? Some states are different. Maryland says a guest becomes a tenant when they contribute towards rent or provide services to live at the property. I'm assuming that was Georgia that was taking place in.
Okay.
Georgia, and this is, no, because where was the Super Bowl?
This most recent one?
Yeah, that was Louisiana.
Was Vegas.
No, it wasn't Vegas.
It was Vegas.
Was it?
I believe so.
Anyway, I'll look up Georgia.
I ended up having tickets to go. I want to say it was Vegas. or Louisiana. It was one.
I think
It was one
it
of
was
those two.
Louisiana because there was a whole uproar about Lil Wayne not performing, and he's from Louisiana.
You could be right. Yeah.
Okay. So, but looking up Georgia, guests become tenants if they pay some of the rent and contribute to chores and housework.
Okay.
Louisiana is not on this list. Not all states are there. But essentially it looks like, again, I believe there still needs to be some level of notice that's provided. Louisiana, there still needs to be some level of notice.
Okay. And Jason confirmed it was New Orleans. Thanks, Jason. So he also had this comment as well. This is the reason to never let her move in with you as a man. I think that goes both ways, but hear me out though. Back when I was on my, I don't know if I'm gonna get into a relationship ever again, kick yada yada. The other thing I said was, I don't believe I could ever cohabitate with anybody ever again. I did utter that. But notice what I said. I said, I don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that was this reason why when you get really intertwined like that, it's easy to get things together, but that pulling apart is can be treacherous, especially if the other person wants to be vindictive and they make things harder than what they need it to be. I said very publicly on all of my stuff, I got lucky in my divorce. Lucky in that it wasn't a vindictive type of divorce. We didn't use lawyers or mediators. We were able to amicably work things out amongst ourselves. And I still was set back by the division of everything and the bad choices that I made that I had to work my butt off to recover from. And that was with an amicable divorce. If I would have had a nasty divorce, I would probably still be recovering some 4 to 5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't be in a relationship because I wouldn't be in a place to be in a relationship trying to dig myself out from a nasty, bad divorce.
All right. So, because I needed to make sure I was correct because, social media folk be coming for me. So AI overview, and I admit that it's an AI overview. It says that in Louisiana, there isn't a fixed time frame after which a guest automatically becomes a tenant. Instead, a guest can be considered a tenant if they stay for 30 days or more and exhibit other characteristics of a tenant, such as paying for rent or receiving mail. The landlord should specify in the lease, which sometimes you don't have in a relationship, the agreed terms and conditions related to the guest. Again, no specific amount of days. It says in Louisiana, landlords can evict tenants for several reasons defined by state law, non-payment of rent. It says the landlord must give a 5-day notice to vacate if a tenant doesn't pay on time. It's not really saying what do you do if a guest becomes a defined tenant and you want to kick them out. But I would assume that at minimum, you could argue that you need a 5-day notice before an eviction takes place. And again, that's if they're currently dwelling in Louisiana right now. And I just looked it up because I know he's from Louisiana.
Tarika said, here in Georgia, if a person gets mail or stays for 30 days, you can't just kick them out. You have to evict them. Look, this is also why I'm seeing, I don't know what you're seeing out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing more and more people go, we're not cohabitating. You ain't staying here. You don't have a key. You can come over here, you can chill for a bit, vice versa. But I like my house. I like my assets and my situation. I've worked too hard for this. I'm good. And I'm not just saying that from men to women. I've seen it the other way around. Ladies that have their own, that they're like, nope, that joke ain't getting no key to my place. I love him, but he ain't getting the key to my place.
That's fair.
I don't want to have to lose something that I've worked hard for. I don't want to have to buy somebody out of something that I've put blood, sweat, and elbow grease into this place for 15 years. I've only known them for 7 years or half of that. That's when they came in, yet they're able to come in and take this. Nope, not doing it. I'm starting to see a lot more of that. And I believe that it's because of access and communication. Some people call social media a gift and a curse, But what social media is also doing is exposing how often these things occur. There was another very famous celebrity breakups in which the lady was mad and upset that she's paying alimony and this, that, and the third. And we talked about it. I can't remember exactly who it was, but people are going, well, yeah, this is what can happen. This is why more and more people are starting to be like, I don't think that that's for me.
All right. So you know how I get when I'm looking for something. All right. So here we go. AI overview again. Says that in Louisiana, evicting a guest who has become a tenant, even without a formal lease, requires legal action. So there has to be some sort of legal action. Again, assuming they're currently dwelling in Louisiana. This is all based on the assumption that they're currently dwelling in Louisiana, which I care enough to do research, but not research enough to find out where he lives. First, the landlord must provide written notice to vacate, specifying the reason for eviction and a date by which the guest must leave. This notice can be served in person by certified mail or by posting it on the property. If the guest refuses to leave after the notice period, the landlord must file a lawsuit in court to initiate the eviction process. So all I'm saying is, assuming they are in Louisiana, and he did not go through all this, she would have a legal leg to stand on. Because if she's been there, and again, Louisiana doesn't have a time frame for assuming they're in Louisiana. Louisiana doesn't have a time frame on this. So if they didn't go through this process, but she was receiving mail there, then she's considered a guest turned tenant, and he should have gone through all of this to remove her. And if he didn't, she would have a legal leg to stand on.
Whew, if this is going to be public and this stays in the public notice, you're going to have a lot more people going, yeah, this relationship stuff is not for me. I'd rather just do X, Y, Z and keep it moving, because if it doesn't work out, things can go sideways, which is going to lead into what we're going to be talking about for our main event topic. The next video that I'm going to play is of a woman that had a video that went viral in which she was clapping. And while she was clapping, the video wasn't nothing but about 8 to 9 seconds long, but there was a caption that was on there. So I'm going to play the video and then pause it so that people can see the caption. I'm going to unmute our mics and read it.
Okay.
And after that video went viral, she had a follow-up video that made things to me seem a whole lot worse.
All right, let's go.
Let's play the video.
Okay, so for everyone DMing me about my story I posted, yeah, this is actually a fact. Wayne literally kicked me and
Okay, so that says clapping for myself for choosing to leaving my 10-year marriage because the unknown seems better than settling out of familiarity, safety, and comfortability. I read that how it was. So that wasn't me tongue twisting it, reading with Kingsmith. No, that was her and what she wrote. So clapping for myself for choosing to leave my 10-year marriage because the unknown seems better than settling for familiarity, safety, and comfortability. That's what she wrote. And she's clapping and she's sitting in her car. And people in the comments wanted more context. Jason said, yo, confused face. So let's just go ahead and play the follow-up video. And I've got to mute our mic so that the audio doesn't pick up. And let's see what she meant by that.
After 10 years, I'm getting a freaking divorce. You guys want context, I'm going to give you context. I actually asked for divorce. I'm being dragged. The internet is taking me by my ponytail and dragging me. Do you know when people say, like, you don't know anyone until you live with them? No, you don't know anyone until you have a child with them. Oh, it's all him. I wish I could have had the courage to do it 20 years ago. Now it's too late. We're both in a different time in our lives, and we've grown through different parts of our lives over 10 whole freaking years. And this is what the internet has got so wrong. My needs always felt fulfilled in this marriage. You're selfish because you're putting yourself before your children. Oh, my baby dad's out with his friends and he's not at home. It's a recipe for disaster. I've had enough. I'm tired. I've already done all the hard work. So when you're returning saying, what can I do? Day's done. Why am I covering up my reality? Because this is my reality. I said it, you didn't listen, now it's finished. It really shook me awake and told me, Aaliyah, you've made the right choice. Incredible inconvenience to get a divorce. I don't want anything, I just want peace of mind. Single moms talk about this struggle. I was like, where's the glow coming from? My divorce? Everyone seems to think that I'm going to regret this. And I can tell you for damn sure right now, I won't.
Everyone seems to think I'm going to regret this, but I can tell you for sure I won't. And she did another video, but that really wasn't relevant to this one. She talked a little bit more about it. There was no cheating. There was no infighting, apparently. He was a good father. He was a loving husband. She said nothing disparaging in any of her follow-up stuff or in the comment section about it, other than she just wanted something different. This is what people talk about when they talk about the bait and switch. This is what people talk about when they're like, why am I going to commit just for somebody to say that they've changed? And people change. I'm not going to dispute that. But now you can upend our life because you want something different. This is why you see on these streets in dating and relationship podcasts that men are saying, oh yeah, I don't want nothing to do with any of this because I can do the things that I'm supposed to do. I can uphold my side of the vows. And the person that I go to sleep with can wake up and one day go, I want to blow all of this up and be done and return to the streets. You have the floor. You almost look speechless. Come on. What you got?
What frustrates me the most, and I'm going to get on a little bit of a soapbox here. What frustrates me the most is I grew up in a single family household. And despite the relationship that I have with my dad now, my dad was cheating on my mom. He may not have been physically cheating, and that's kind of up for grabs, but he had emotionally separated from that relationship probably long before he entered it. He told me himself that, like, when he met my mother, he was engaged to another woman, and he knew exactly what that future was going to hold, so he ran from it. And he decided to pursue something with my mom, who knew nothing about it. The way I always remember it is that, you know, they had me, they got married after I was born. I don't know how committed he was to the marriage. I don't remember all of those details that he's told me, but I know that he left. He went across the country to California to be with another woman and the business that they had together. And he had emotionally cheated and left that marriage with my mom long before the divorce was finalized. And then he was not a part of my life. So my mom was a single mother for that. Like, never mind the kids that she had before him. She was a single mother for that, right? There have been things that have happened with another family member who became a single mother because of an abusive husband, right? Like, those are reasons to leave and divorce your husband. Your husband hasn't done anything. Your husband hasn't cheated, and you're breaking up a home because you don't want to deal with comfortability and familiarity. How selfish is that? Like, I'm sorry. Can I speak for, children who have grown up in a single parent household? Like, that is so incredibly selfish. And then you're going to get on this whole, I'm a single mother, I'm proud, I can do this all by myself. Bull. That is complete and utter crap. If there is no abuse, if there is no infidelity, and when I say abuse, I mean financial, I mean emotional, well, financial, mental, or physical. Excuse me, if there is no abuse, then why are you willingly breaking up a home? I'm good, I got water over here because I don't drink cold water. Why are you willingly breaking up a home and allowing this child to grow up with separate households for their parents? Why? Like, that is so selfish.
2 boys. These 2 boys are looking at their mother leave the house, leave the marriage for what? Now you've got 2 men that, depending on how the soon-to-be ex-husband is going to feel about it, it's on social media now. She can't walk any of that back. She's also had follow-up videos talking about this, so there is no walking this back. Depending on how the soon-to-be ex-husband internalizes this and views this, what example and how is he going to communicate that to his sons, his kids?
It doesn't matter how he communicates it. Social media has a very good memory and will hold on to that. Can you imagine if they're of age to see that? And maybe if they are in Great Britain, they're off in school and someone is like, hey, yo, look at this, look at your mom. Like, and showing that was really bad British accent, but someone just showing it to the kids, like, oh my gosh, look at what your mom is saying. Like, your mom just left your dad. Like, that is, why put kids through that unnecessary stress? Why?
This is why men, because it was Kevin Samuels, I believe, that popularized the phrase, men control access to relationships, women control access to the bedroom. I believe he was the one that popularized it. I like to try to give people where credit's due. This is why you're starting to see more men go, yep, I don't want to be in a relationship. I watched what happened to my dad. I watched what happened to my uncle. I watched the people that did try to do the right thing just for that 7-year itch to hit, and the other person go, yeah, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore.
I do disagree with Jason's last comment. Oh, sorry.
Which one?
Not his last comment.
This one?
That one. Yeah. Women need to be honest that they enjoy freedom versus marriage.
I agree with him.
Here's why I disagree. Listen up. This is why I disagree. I don't think that that's what it is, that it's freedom versus marriage.
Okay.
I think they want to play the victim.
Ding, ding, all the deal. But that.
So it's like I agree, but like I kind of disagree. Like, I think it's more so playing the victim. Like, I don't think it's the freedom aspect of it. I think it's playing the victim.
That's what Denise Bidot did. All of that showcasing on her own social media, her Instagram, that was to play the victim. Because she didn't give a reason as to why they broke up. What was her part in any of this?
And that's where the A for accountability comes in. Like,
oh, man.
Why? Like,
whoo, you cooking today, babe. This is what we're trying to get people to observe. Last week, we talked about peace and how people are either really comfortable living in chaos because that's all that they're used to. And when they come and they get something that has peace, they don't know what to do with it, so they sabotage it. We're trying to convince people that as long as you're healthy and you get into a relationship with somebody else that's healthy, be okay and be comfortable in that peace. She obviously, the lady who we just played the video, was so uncomfortable in peace that she decided, I want to dip out of this and see what else is out there.
Ma'am,
that's wild to me.
I asked you to just show a picture of your husband, because I promise you, these other women who are in a healthier situation are going to eat that man all up.
And people in the comment section were like, I wonder what her husband looks like. And then somebody else on the inline comment said, I don't care what he looks like. She looks like she's living in a nice place and she has things, for her and stuff like that. He could look like Gargamel. Is he a good husband? We need more of them. I cracked up laughing at that. She said he could look like Gargamel, but as long as he's taking care of me and mine, I'm going to claim my husband. And I'm like, this is what people need to understand. Now, I don't know, and I would love to dig in more to see if they were high school sweethearts. Like, was he all she knew? And she felt like there was more out there. And that's why she had this. That's what I would like to know. We did have somebody comment on Kick. And I don't know if you're still watching, but they wrote locked in a lot. And I believe W. Deal is somebody that's commented before.
Okay.
So shout out to you. We appreciate you tuning in. We did see your comment over on Kick earlier. So thank you. We also had Paul Bennett. He checked in as well and said greetings.
I was trying to wave, but that's when you said the mics were muted. So like I was saying, hi, Paul, and you said the mics were muted. So I just waved, but that was me acknowledging him.
Paul said, peace may be overrated. Purpose and fulfillment may be better.
I can
Peace
dig
may
that.
be overrated. Purpose and fulfillment. I think, okay, I want to say for us, that's what our relationship is more about. I believe that you're comfortable, and this is, I don't think we've ever talked about it like this, defined it this way, but you at least know that I'm talking about a future with you in it. And we've been very clear about whether that involves marriage or not. And that if there was a certain path that you needed to see, like I can't give you that path, but I can certainly give you a path where you and I can build together and enjoy life together. And if you're comfortable with that, then we can rock and continue together. And I believe that fulfillment and purpose in that aspect, you're comfortable with, you know that, and you're okay with that. You're like, yeah, give me all of that. Am I wrong in saying it that way?
You're not wrong. Period. You're not wrong. Period. I do want to highlight that comment. So Jason said, how can that so-called good man remain a good man after she ruins him after the breakup?
It's tough.
It is tough.
It's
And
tough.
I feel like that's where you have to put in work. You have to be, because you, and I'm highlighting you,
Go ahead.
could have remained bitter after your divorce. And that was a choice, right? Like you made the choice to do the work to change into, not change, but like grow past that moment and to heal past that moment. I think it's a choice that men have to make. If men make that choice, then he can be a good man. He will remain a good man for another woman who will actually appreciate him. If he doesn't, then hey, he's going to take that heartbreak and allow that heartbreak to carry him forward in whatever he does in life. And I'm not in a position to say which path is the right path and which path is the wrong path. I'm just saying he has a choice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So that is our topic for today. We are at time.
Yeah, so we're practicing this new thing because given the announcement that King made earlier today, we do want to work on definitely honing in on that 1 hour mark and not exceeding it. So we're trying something new. We are going to be a 7 to 8 p.m. show.
For now.
Eastern Standard Time.
For now. Because we still got to work out the technical stuff. They might say, well, instead of going live, we'll do the replay. And then, hey, we can be flexible on our time and just knowing what your schedule is, following it, whatever. But for today, 7 to 8, we are at time. That was quick. That was a lot that came from just those 2 videos.
There was. And today I'm all about holding women accountable.
Hey, you were amped. I loved it. You were like, this lady, from what you saw, just from what I shared,
Yeah.
just walked away from a whole healthy relationship because of what? Now, before we close out, there was a story that's going viral as well down in Florida. A man happened to marry 3 women in 3 different counties in Florida. And because of the way that the records and stuff are, it wasn't caught.
That's Florida being Florida.
Yep. So it's a Florida man.
A Florida
So
man.
A Florida man married 3 women within like a month of each other, something like that. Relatively close. One of the ladies, I had to just She said she met him online and they were married within 3 weeks.
Look, some marriages from back in like the 50s and 60s, they got married after knowing each other for a short time. Hey, you're military. You know some military people married quick after knowing each other for a little bit of time. Come home real quick on a little deployment. You're the love of my life. Let's go get married before I ship out again. And then they run to the courthouse and get married.
In
like,
your 20s when
know
you're young
that.
and stupid, yes. But
I'm
in
just
your
saying.
40s, 40 plus,
Maybe she thought he was about to deploy. I don't know.
maybe she thought my time running out and I need to lock me down a man. It was a black guy and all of the women were 3 white women. So
Florida, man.
yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, Florida wake up and be like, how can I outdo my stupidity today? And that's just what they do.
And one of the ladies showed her face and everything like that. So you saw who she were. The other 2, one said that she didn't want to show her face because of fear of her job or something. And the other one was like, he was physical against me and abused me, so don't show my face. And I'm like, here we go. So that's our time for today. Do we have any closing comments or anything to highlight before we close out? Let's see. Jason said, it's on the wagon as
Women.
It's on the women as muse energies not to be succubuses. Okay.
I love you. I'm like, wagon, wait a minute.
Let's see. Any other comments earlier? Paul, let's see. I know Paul wrote greetings and he said some earlier. Okay, good. We've covered everybody. Tarika, send me more picture.
Jason, can you message King offline and talk to us about the shirt? This shirt is available. Well, both of these shirts are available on our website, www.thekingandmeshow.com. But you did win a shirt, so we would like to get that to you. Or just message King offline and he can work out some other things with you.
Last thing to note was next Monday, the one that we're going to have to do the pre-record. So we have a scheduling conflict for next week. So we are not going to be live next week. We should let people, I think folks come to us because we are live for the most part.
Okay.
So we are not going to be live next week. Next week is going to be a pre-recorded topic and we don't know what the topic is, but it'll be a pre-recorded topic. So we won't be live next week, but we are going to still put out content during the same time period. So still lock in, still hit that like button. We love y'all and we out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.